Welcome to a new video, and today we're going to be talking about rewriting your story, reselecting a new story for yourself. And the first thing I wanted to say is that I'm so happy that you're here. If you don't know me, this hair is going crazy. If you don't know me, my name is Margarida. I'm a consciousness identity mentor, and I'm actually right now starting to open up a spot for the identity circle, which is a circle for business owners, entrepreneur, creators, people that are either already doing that or they want to do that. And I want us to gather every 2 weeks so we can talk about all of this. We can talk and we can select and coming back actually to who you already are, the identity that you already are before everyone told you that you must be that, you should doing that, and your creation, your business must be like that. It's about selecting a new story altogether. It's about knowing that your business, your creators, the path that you're paving is simply an expression of the identity that you're mainly occupying, that you are selecting and stating and living by. So that is the first of all, I'm going to put a link down below if you already want to register and be inside of the identity circle. We are going to meet up every 2 weeks. We'll start in the end of August. Everything will be written down in the link. And yeah, it's really for people that know that what sustains results and outcomes, it's not a mere action. It's actually the consciousness, the identity. That is the foundation. That is the cause of everything that we witness, everything that we experience. And this is connected to the video that I want to do today. That is for you to know that in order to select a new story, you have to understand that you are already living a story that you've been selecting over and over again. It might be different from a few years ago, or maybe it's different from last year, but it's always you keeping a story alive. And that story is the cause of your experience. That story is the cause of the physical outcomes of what your eyes and what your physical senses experience is coming from the story that you are entertaining, the story that you're choosing to live as God, because you are God being in a human form. So it's not like one day you will become God the moment you never had doubts, the moment you never have questions, the moment that you never have fears. How then you're God? Then you are in alignment with your higher self, that you are in alignment with Source. The reality is you are God living a human experience. So imagine that you, right now, me as Margarida, this is a character. But I am the character itself, but I'm also the actor. And the actor is Source, is God, whatever you want to call it. But also God and Source is also the other characters, and it's also the other actors, and it's also the landscapes, and it's also the audience, and it's also the script writer, it's also the ones investing on a play to be playing on the theater. Everything is God and is Source. And this is very important to know. It's not, oh, only the actor is God and Source. No, he's the actor and the character and the landscape and the audience and the fans and the people writing about it online. Is literally everything. And so that makes it look at your life as well as a human instead of being like, oh yeah, I don't like this human self. This human self doesn't belong to God. And it's like it's not worthy, it's not good. And it's like, no, you are God living, being a human self. So, of course, you're going to experience thoughts, doubts, questions, feelings, and so on. But just because you have them showing up in your awareness, showing up in your consciousness, that doesn't mean that that has to be the story that is being the cause of your life and your own experience. So when we talk about rewriting your story, reselecting your story means that you are already living a story that you keep telling yourself. Okay, I was having this insight this morning. I was reading a little bit of Nouvelle Gordon and I was taking my coffee and I was like, oh my God, I just love these mornings. Before I start creating, before I start going on my calls with the clients, before I start showing up here, I need to have my time in the morning where I'm drinking my coffee, I'm reading. It's just so good for my brain, so good for my mind. And as I was reading about imagination. and the fact that everything that exists is sustained by imagination. And when Naval God is speaking about imagination, means the identity that you're living, the consciousness behind, the state of being behind. So imagine that you think about, oh, I'm going to make a YouTube video. So you can make that action of, I'm going to make a YouTube video from these core, from this persona, from this identity of, I'm going to make a YouTube video because I have my business where I mentor and I share knowledge and wisdom about manifestation, reality creation. So I'm just going to naturally make a YouTube video about this. It's just a natural thing. And I select and I intend that it's going to have a positive impact, that it's going to be a successful video, and it's going to reach the people that needs to be reached, and that's it. And I'm going to have fun with it, and I'm going to be speaking about something that I really love, and I'm just going to be myself. I'm not going to perform. I don't have to prove my value to anyone, also not to me. So I'm just going to be me. Or I can go make a video being like, okay, I'm going to make a video because I need to get more results, because I still don't have what I want. I still don't have the clients. I still don't have the followers. I still don't have the views. So I'm going to make this video to get something. Do you see that I was making the same action, which is making the video, but the state of consciousness behind the action, which means the identity that I'm saying that I am, the story that I'm telling myself is different. And of course, then the version that is like just doing the video because it's just a natural expression of that identity of having a business, of loving these topics and wanted to share with people. She's just going to keep doing. Either she has like 5 views or 100 views or a million views. It's just something natural. She's not looking for proof or evidence of what she already is, of what she have decided to be, of the story she decided to be. That is, I have a YouTube channel. I love creating content. I have a positive impact. I always make successful creations. I have my clients. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I'm just doing this because it's just a natural expression of me. So that is the thing. And the other character is doing the things to try to make a point, to try to reach a goal. So she's saying to herself, I still don't have it. This is not working out. So I'm going to make this action in an attempt to get something. But what am I saying deep below? I'm not the one that has a successful business, a successful content creation, a successful YouTube channel, whatever. So I'm going to be looking and I'm going to feel you. Usually people feel like really restrained and feel really pressured because they are looking, oh, let's see how many views, oh, let's see if this is going to be good. But instead of doing it because it's just a natural expression of the identity that already has a business, that already is a successful YouTuber, content creator, mentor, and so on. So there is two different stories being played out here. There's a story of I already am it, I already have it. So the actions naturally follow the identity. So it always is identity first, and then action second. And so the other identity is like, no, I still don't have it. And then I'm going to make an action that is like, oh, I think logically I should make this YouTube video because if I want to get more people, I need to make this YouTube video. So I'm just going to make this logical step to try to get something, but I'm still living an identity that I don't have it. And this you can look now into your life and look at those areas of your life and being like, oh yeah, actually there is stories that I've been selecting and that I've been recreating in every single moment of the present moment that I don't anymore. Because this is a story that you're telling yourself. So there's a story that you can tell yourself like, I'm a mentor, I'm successful, I'm loved, I'm chosen, I'm living in this place. I love doing what I love to do. I love being paid to do what I love. I love feeling peace. I love knowing everything that I need to know in every single moment. I love being myself. I know that there is nothing wrong with me and I always make the right decisions. And I love knowing that I'm the leader of my reality, not my eyes, not my physical senses. I love knowing that I know something to then see it in my physical senses and not the other way around. I love knowing that I'm the one selecting my story. I love knowing this. Or we can live in this story like, things are not happening for me, things are stuck, things are not good, people are so complicated, life is so hard, I still don't have it. Why I still don't have it? I'm doing something wrong. I need to study more, I need to go for more, I need to learn more. I've been in this story, and this story still shows up in my experience, but then I am more aware of like, this is just a story that I choose to live it or not, that I choose to recreate it or not. So when those thoughts pop up of this story, we can take a moment and be like, oh, okay, that's just the old story. Like, that story's dead. I literally said that to myself this morning when I saw these old stories popping up, and I said, that's not my story anymore. That's dead. It was like uh, this loop of thoughts that is so used to continuously think about those things. Oh, but why? Why did it do this? Why is this not working out? I still don't have it. I saw it popping up. And then I was like, that's not my story anymore. That's death. That's death in my reality. And then I told myself in a very simple way, this is my story now. Because I don't have to. Because the thing is, like, those thoughts and stories, they will appear in my awareness as consciousness because they are options of what's available as God and as consciousness that you are. Just because they appear, just because you see them, and just because sometimes you may feel them, that doesn't mean that you are selecting them necessarily, or that you have to select them. Just because they appear and show up, that doesn't mean that you have to keep recreating them. And when do you keep recreating them? It looks like this. The thought and the story shows up, and then you're like, oh, damn it, the story's showing up again. I must have been doing something wrong. I guess I meant to live this story. I guess like the other story I wanted, it's not going to work out because this story keeps showing up. So this means something, right? This means that I'm not doing something wrong, that I'm not doing something correctly, that I'm doing something wrong because this story keeps showing up. It shouldn't be here. So, okay, let me think about that again. Let me think about this. Let me think, oh, or the other level. Let me think, how can I fix this story from showing up? The thing is, like, when you're like, oh, let me think in a way that I can fix this story from showing up, you're still living in the identity of like, yeah, I'm still stuck in this story. So what are you leaving? You're recreating and leaving that story. And every single experience of yours, every single um, circumstance, everything is sustained by the story that you keep believing in, that you keep choosing and deciding to be. The moment you're like, yeah, that's that for me, I'm not living by that story, it's like all those circumstances and all those events and all the things that you're witnessing with your physical senses, eventually they will unfold and disappear. They will just vanish because what was keeping them alive was you, was your observation of that story, was you observing that story and telling yourself that this is my story. That is what kept them alive. The moment you know that, oh, if I was living this story, and actually, let me be honest, I'm recreating a story that I don't prefer, maybe in some areas of my life, or maybe in all areas of my life. And I tell myself, okay, I know that every moment is a brand new moment. In every single moment of my existence, I'm brand new, and nothing is attaching me down, nothing is locking me, nothing is like putting me back. I'm not blocked, there's nothing. I'm pure potential in every single moment of my life. So if I was living that story, it's because I was keep selecting over and over and over again. Okay? I was recreating it all the time. If I was living that story, if I was recreating, that means that I can just simply rewrite a new story, and I can just simply move my attention, my awareness, my consciousness to a new story, to a new unfolding that I love the most. It's as simply as that. It's like knowing there's no shame, there's no guilt around it. It's freedom. It's free to know, like, oh, okay, I was living that. I can see how I was the cause of those events. I can see how I was the cause of these circumstances. I can see how I am the cause of my reality, that I'm the only source of my reality. This is what it means to be the only source of your reality, is to knowing that you experience who you say you are. You experience the stories you keep living by, that you keep saying that it's who they are, that it's who you are. That's what means to be the source of your reality. So, for example, a circumstance happens and you have two options. You can look at it with different identities. So, I don't know, there's like a circumstance where someone just sends you a mean comment in a video of yours or something, imagine. And then you can look at it from the identity of, oh, I still don't have it. I still don't have the business. So this circumstance is proving to me, yeah, it's showing me that, yeah, I don't have this. Look at them. Yeah, I'm not good enough because they said that, right? I'm giving a meaning to that circumstance that is completely neutral. And I'm giving that meaning based on the identity that I am. Because we give meanings to things and to circumstances and to experiences based on identity that we are assuming to be, that we say we are. So if that the same neutral circumstance is happening, and I look at it being like, oh, okay, that doesn't mean anything. That's like this the opinion of that person doesn't change my value, doesn't change my who I am and my expression, and I'm just going to be whatever I love to be. I don't care really about that. You can feel triggered for a few seconds, you can feel sad when you read it, but then you'll know like, yeah, that doesn't mean anything about me. I still have what I want to have. I still am who I say I am, and that's it. So I'm giving a meaning, even if you feel the emotions of reading that comment. If you think those bad things, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. Yeah, you feel that doubt, but you stay. You feel it, you're thinking, but then you always come back to the decision like, no, this means this, or this doesn't even mean anything about me. But that is the identity that you are basing your meanings of, right? So your identity is the source of the meanings, is the source of the actions, is the source of it all. That's why you experience what you say you are, what you identify yourself as. And so rewriting a new story is knowing I was doing this morning, and because, look, I was doing it because I love to doing it, because I see it as a remembrance of who I already am. So I was reading this book of Novel Gordon, and then I felt called like to imagine a scene. So I was imagining that I was living what I want to live, and the things were in many different areas in my career, in my love life, in my friendships, in my lifestyle. I was just imagining, and I was there imagining the things, the story that I want, and that the desire to live, as God expressing itself by being me, by through me. Those desires are meant to unfold, and I'm meant to just let them unfold and not persist, not resist on them, which means stop insisting on the story that you're not that and that you don't have that. So I was just imagining, but I was doing it from joy. I was not doing in a way, oh, I'm going to imagine this so I can get this. I'm going to imagine this. Am I imagining in the correct way? Am I doing the right thing? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think? No, I was imagining out of joy, because when we imagine whatever you want to imagine, you don't have to imagine. It's just you as God, as consciousness, remembering who you already are, what's already available. Because creation is finished. So when I close my eyes and I imagine whatever I want to imagine, just because I want to imagine, I'm just remembering who I already am. I'm just remembering that version is already existing, is already living, and it's already who I am. So I go on my day by knowing, like, okay, I'm already this version. What she will do, how she will interpret this thing in my life, what will be the meaning that this version of me will give to this thing. So I'm doing it from joy. I'm not doing to conquer a desire. I'm doing as a remembrance of that I already am. So it's very different to imagining something or doing a technique. That's why I never really liked a lot of techniques, because for me it's like, oh, I'm going to do, it always felt a bit fake, like, oh, I'm going to do this technique to get something. But what am I doing? I'm still selecting the story that I don't have it, so I'm going to do something to get it. But the moment I just close my eyes, it's because I want to close my eyes and I want to go go with my consciousness to another possibility, another story that exists, another, it's like another script. I move the script. I go to a different story. And I'm like, okay, this story is available to me. It's who I am. That is what happens when you have a desire to live a new story, to live a new reality, to live a new lifestyle. It's just simply the desire to already experience what is already available to you. So it's a remembrance of consciousness. It's consciousness remembering I'm also this, and I want to live now this in a physical reality. So I'm going to now be this now. I'm now this. So it's like you are the whole field of potential, of possibilities, and you're just moving from one point of perspective to another point of perspective to another point of perspective. So those are the stories that you're living. A story is a new perspective about yourself and about life. Is what it means ever do a new identity. It's just a new perspective. It's a new story that you tell about yourself and about life, and the meanings you give and the circumstances, and then of course the actions that you do are going to be just a natural expression of that identity, of that story. And but it's also knowing that you are the all perspectives, you are the all story. So everything that shows up in your awareness, in your consciousness, is just options, and then you allow yourself to live just the option that you love and resonate the most now, and knowing that is available, that is done. So that's how simple it is to move to a new story, is knowing that I'm experiencing already a story that I keep recreating. And you can be honest, like right now, what are the things that you really desire? And knowing like, oh, okay, I actually was living in a story that was contradicting all these desires, was telling that I don't have it, telling that I'm not that yet, telling that I'm not enough, telling that it's not possible, and being like, okay, that's the old story now. And every time it shows up, that's death. That's just the old story. Now I'm living this, I'm breathing this, that is who I am. So I hope this video resonated with you. And if you want to be part of the identity circle, I'm going to leave the link down below. And also if you want to work with me one-on-one, I have all the links down below. And also I have an amazing podcast called The Alchemy of Her with my dear friend Sarah. And I'm also going to leave the link down below. The episodes are absolutely amazing. And we are super excited to be growing this, to be expanding and creating this. And yeah, I hope this video resonated. I'll leave everything down below, and I see you next time. Bye.